Guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. For my returning viewers, welcome back, and for new viewers, welcome. I'm glad that you found me here on YouTube. Hopefully, if you enjoy the video, you will like and possibly subscribe. That way you will be notified when I upload new videos. Right, so today's video is a monthly reading. It's our general monthly reading for May 2018. For this reading, I'll be using the Crystal Visions Tarot deck, right, as the main spread. And then I'll pull two additional oracle cards from the Sacred Traveler deck by Denise, Linn, and the Soulful Woman Guidance card deck. And that one's by Shushann, Movessian, and Gemma Summers. Just a quick reminder, I will also be putting out a full moon reading coming up at the end of April for that full moon. It's a special spread that I do at each full moon, and then I do an additional video, which is a giveaway video, okay? So each full moon I offer a chance to win a one-question free tarot reading from me. All you have to do is watch the video, comment, like it. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe to the channel, and then you'll be entered into a drawing. So be looking out for those. And also, as I always say, these are general readings. Please keep that in mind. So the messages may or may not resonate with you. It's a good idea, besides watching your sun sign video, it's a good idea to watch both your moon and your rising sign. That way you can, you'll have a better overall view of what's coming up for you during that time period. If you would like a more personalized reading, you could the only way to really do that is to get a private reading from me. If you're interested, you could take a look at my site, changingphasestarot.weebly.com. There you'll find pricing as well as information about the types of videos that I offer, the video readings, or you could email me at changingphasestarot@gmail.com. Okay, so I will stop for now, and I will see each of the signs in 1 second for your reading. Hi Leo, I'm here to get into your reading for May 2018. As you can see, I've already shuffled off camera and have laid the spread just to save a little bit of time. So let's get into it. We have at the center of your reading, the Knight of Swords, and it's crossed by the King of Pentacles. At the foundation of your reading, we have the Seven of Wands. In the recent past, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Crowning your reading, we have Major Arcana number 11, Justice. In the near future, we have the Seven of Pentacles. You in the reading appear as Five of Pentacles, and I did pull clarifiers on this one, so I'll show you those once we get to this card. Surrounding you in your environment, you have the Six of Cups, your hopes and fears, Major Arcana number 10, the Wheel of Fortune. And the outbound energy for the month of May, as you head into June, you have Major Arcana number 4, the Emperor. And the card that was at the bottom of the deck, the overall energy for the month, is Major Arcana number 17, the Star. And the two oracle cards, I'll get to the full meaning of the cards after we go through the reading, but from the Sacred Traveler deck, you have Miracles, expect wondrous to emerge. And from the Soulful Woman deck, you have card number 43, Embracing Change. With every loss, I understand that something new is about to be birthed beyond what I can imagine. And the colors in this card, we have lots of beautiful sort of purples and teals and blues, very beautiful. All right, so starting off with, first of all, you have a number of court cards in your reading, right? You have a Queen of Pentacles, a King of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and then over here, Major Arcana, we have the Emperor. But, you do have those three court cards. When court cards appear in a reading, They can be a person who is playing a significant role during this time period, or they could just be the energy, that you are taking on. So you're taking on the energy of the Queen of Pentacles or of the King of Pentacles, or they're an event or situation that you might be dealing with. Also, just looking over your reading, you have you have 4 Pentacles cards, 1 Wands, 1 Swords, 1 Cups, and 4 Major Arcana. So very, or sort of evenly weighted between Pentacles, which is Earth energy, and Major Arcana cards, which is, significant messages coming through divine orchestration at play. So I would say that there's a focus specifically on the area of career, finances, your work, um, material possessions, and then, with this sort of divine intervention at play behind the scenes. So let's go through everything. With the Knight of Swords, air energy sitting at the center of your reading. This could be, as I said, a person. If so, this would usually be a middle-aged air sign individual, male or female. It's not gender specific in these general readings. Um, so Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. And this person is, or the suit of swords itself deals with, it's the suit of the mind, of our intellect, our thoughts. It's where we set our intentions. It's also how we communicate, and how we use our intellect to communicate with other people. And the Knight of Swords is a very fast-paced energy, right? He sort of rushes in and he has his sword drawn. He's ready for battle, even though there really isn't any, battle going on right here. But he's sort of ready for action as this Knight of Swords. And he typically comes in quite forcefully, quite quickly, as I mentioned. So, there might be, with this sitting at the center of the reading, there might be a situation or event that, you are going to have to act on quickly. And then with it being crossed by this King of Pentacles card, could very well have to do with your career, your finances. The Pentacles, the suit of Pentacles is the earthly realm, right? It's earth energy. So it deals with the material things here in the material realm. So it's work that we do, the money that we earn from work that we perform. It's the material possessions that we were able to accrue with that money, our home, our family, education, knowledge. And usually when we have kings or queens appear in the reading, and we do have both the king and the queen of pentacles, they have really mastered their particular suit. So this king of pentacles, he is somebody who has definitely mastered the suit of pentacles. If it's a person, this could be an older earth sign individual, so Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. Same thing for the Queen of Pentacles in the past position, more of an older earth sign individual there. But he's really, he represents prosperity. He's somebody who's very reliable. He's very knowledgeable, mainly or especially in the realm of finances, of material things. So he's somebody he's very practical. He knows how to make money. He knows how to hold on to his money. He knows how to handle his money. Sometimes this card, this could be like a financial planner, you seeking out the advice of a financial planner. I know we've recently finished tax season here in the U.S., so this could have something to do with that as well. But there's some finance or career or, money's issue at the center of this reading, and having to possibly act quickly on the situation, which usually, it's sort of opposing energies, even though this isn't the Knight of Pentacles here, it's the King, but still, it's very fast-moving energy, and then with the, this very slow-moving, steady, grounded energy of this King of Pentacles. So there could be, again, there could be something you have to act on quickly, related to this, your finances, career. We'll see how that plays out as we go through your reading. At the foundation, we have the Seven of Wands. This card can often be I often think of it as, he's like the trying to defend himself. He's this sort of courageous individual, this warrior type individual, because you see that there are 6 wands pointing at him, and so he's outnumbered. But even though he's outnumbered, he actually has the upper hand. He's sitting on top of this mountaintop. He has a winged dragon, so he could actually fly away, get away from the people there that are sort of opposing him. He has a shield to defend himself, right? And he's seated at a higher vantage point. So he's actually, he does have the upper hand here. With this being wands energy, it's fire, right? It's the suit of fire. And we usually associate it with the daily matters in life. So the work that we do, definitely can do with our jobs as well. But it's also creativity, creative projects, our own determination and drive and ambition and passion for doing those day-to-day matters. And sometimes the Seven of Wands appears if, for example, you are, coming up against some conflict, for example, in the workplace. Maybe this is you. There have been opposing sort of ideas within the workplace. Maybe you're working on a team, and there are a lot of differing opinions there. Feeling as though you're kind of getting attacked, having to defend yourself. For others, this could be if you have been applying for a new job, and there are lots of different candidates. It's sort of you, defending yourself or trying to gain the upper hand or the upper position, right, to stand out from the other people applying for the job. So it's it's a card of conflict. Again, it's really about, and even though he's outnumbered, even though he might have been caught off guard by, these other people, he still has the upper hand. In the past position, the Queen of Pentacles, similar to the message from the King of Pentacles, the Queen is, she's sort of that Earth Mother. This sits in the recent past. So you could have been dealing with this older Earth sign individual, could have been offering you some type of advice. She's kind of that, typical Earth Mother. She cares for children, cares for animals, loves the environment, being out in the garden, but she's also very practical. She's a practical person. Again, she's good with her money, but she's also very resourceful. So even when she's lacking in money, even when, times are hard, she knows what to do to kind of make it through. She knows how to use the resources that she has. She's financially savvy. So she's a very stable, very earthy, grounded figure. So, this could be a couple here. I mean, we have the king and the queen, or it could just be, the situation that you've been dealing with, and you having, you taking on this energy, because there's a definite focus here on the suit of pentacles. And we see that more when we get to you, and an apparent worry regarding finances, but we'll get to that. Now, sitting here in the crowning position, so the message from your higher self, is Major Arcana, Justice. And the Justice card is an interesting card. It can actually have to do with legal matters, as the name would suggest. So for some of you, that could be, what's on your mind. The message coming through here is that you're dealing with some type of legal proceeding, possibly dealing with a lawyer, dealing with the court system, and if so, then these are legal proceedings going in your favor. For others, there could be a balancing of certain things in your life, because the Justice card also has this the scales of justice there, and we have the sword for the truth. There could be some sort of truth coming through, or you finding out about the truth, and balance as well. That could be, regaining balance, or balance coming back to your life here. And then there's also the meaning of this card as being sort of karmic justice. It's a card with a very heavy sort of karmic energy to it, a karmic side to the card, because if there was a situation where maybe somebody something to, acted in a maybe not such a upright manner, acted sort of underhandedly, something, to harm you in some way, cheated, or, that type of thing, then this is, scales being turned, and things finally going in your favor here. Things balancing out, if you've been on, if you've been facing difficulties and have been, and it's felt like it's just been that sort of uphill battle, this is now things kind of going in your favor, and things starting to flow for you, and things, finally sort of moving along here. There's also definitely the message of truth here. So there could, uncovering truth, finding out some truth, something to do with, a legal matter as well. And then you have in the near future the Seven of Pentacles, which is more Pentacles energy. But the Seven of Pentacles speaks of having achieved a certain goal, or a short-term goal, or having reached some sense of. Let me show you her again. She's reached a sense of material possession here. She's looking quite happy, right? She has 7 Pentacles. She has a basket, and it's filled with fruit. So she's feeling quite proud of herself here, that she has been able to, to save up this money, to have this basket with fruit in it. She has sort of done well, and she's feeling good about what she has achieved, or, whatever goal or milestone she has reached. She's also, she's sort of taking this time, she's sitting back, she's resting, and she's considering, okay, now what? Now where am I going to go? Do I keep doing what I'm doing? Do I need to tweak anything? Do I need to change anything in order to make it to the next level, whatever that might be? Make it to the 8 of Pentacles, to the 9, to the 10. So she's sort of reevaluating. She understands that there's still hard work. She still needs to keep working hard in order to continue progress on her path, but she's still, she's feeling good about the progress that she's made so far. Now, you appear as this 5 of Pentacles, which is typically the 5s in the tarot. You have actually 2 7s here. Let me look over your cards 1 second. No. Okay, so you have 2. No, you have just the 1 5. You have 2 7s and 1 5. The 5s are usually, it's something's lacking, right? Is what we associate, the word that we associate with the 5 in the tarot is, and in this case, is something lacking financially speaking, right? As far as money goes, or within the, the work sector. You can see that the woman with the child here, they're kind of left out in the cold. And so it's a feeling of lack. It's a feeling of, of possibly failure. Sometimes when this card appears, there could be, somebody who is not, or maybe they've gotten sick, or somebody around them in the family has gotten sick, and they've had to deal with that. That was a kind of an added, or an extra expense that they weren't expecting. This can also, sometimes the card appears when there's been a loss of a job, maybe being let go, or maybe having your hours cut, or again, somebody around you, in the family having their hours cut. So it is a card of financial insecurity, right? Feeling as though you're alone, you're kind of out in the cold, you don't have everything that you need financially speaking, materially speaking, and just, feeling very sort of down and tired and worried about that. And even though they have each other, you see, the mother has the child, there is this, you have the love of other people, you have the support of other people, there is this companionship and warmth and love. But then on the, as far as like relationships go, and, maybe spiritually, on the money side of things, the financial material, there's this concern, there's this feeling of lack. And so I did pull clarifiers on this card, because, out of your whole spread, this was really the one that stood out to me. And so what came out with another 5. In the past positions, the 5 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, which is typically called the Nightmare card, and the 4 of Pentacles, which is often referred to as the Miser card. So it just kind of confirmed, the message that was coming through with this card, that there could be some, either a situation, possibly involving your work, where you're currently working, that you're feeling just very down about things. You're feeling maybe not satisfied. You're not happy working there. But again, you see on the card, much like with the 5 of Pentacles, where we think that, it's not all bad. There is the love of the 2 people here. So even though there might be something lacking as far as money goes, there's the 2 people and they have the love there. Same thing here. You see the woman, she's only focused on 3 cups that have spilled out into the water. And so she's focusing all of her energy on what, this lack, what she no longer has, what's spilled out. And what she's missing out on are the 2 cups that are sort of being floating around, right? The fairies are bringing in, the universe extending this 2 of Cups, which is actually the soulmate card, which is the ultimate, love, companionship card. And so she's missing out on that by focusing her energies on the negative. The 9 of Swords, like I said, it is often referred to as the Nightmare card, because it's those repeating, thoughts and messages and worries that keep you up at night, right? So they don't allow you to rest, they don't allow you to sleep. But again, it's all in your mind here, and so it's this negative thought pattern, just really going over and over and over things in your mind. And then, what confirmed this worry, concern about money is the 4 of Pentacles, because this is oftentimes called the Miser card, because there's this risk. You run the risk of, you see how she's clutching the money there. It's this, yes, you've been able to achieve or accrue a certain amount of money, but she's so worried, about losing that. She's so worried about, something happening and her not having this money, that she's just kind of, she wants it all for herself. And so she wants control, and she's really, kind of being a miser and not sharing, or, just acting in a miserly manner, because she's so worried about, not having. She's worried. She's caught up in this lack mentality. So, yes, it's obviously good to have careful, financial planning. It's good to think about spending. It's good to, have a control over our finances. But we also need to not kind of get lost in, in being so concerned. I mean, if you've been through, I do feel as though this is sort of, it's temporary, or, there might have been some type of temporary, it could have had to do with this Court card, the Justice card back here. But it's not a long-term thing. So you're kind of you're moving past this, and you're leaving it in the past. And I can see this with, as we head towards more towards the end of the month, because in your environment, you have the 6 of Cups, which it's a card that we usually associate it with sort of the past. It's a card of nostalgia. The Suit of Cups deals with our emotions, our feelings, our relationships. You see the woman she's looking back on this child here. So she's looking back on herself, right, as a child. She's looking back to when she had that sort of childlike innocence. She's looking back to her past, people from her past. You could have, when this card appears, people, places from your past kind of reappearing, or, something involving your past. But it's a very nostalgic card. It's looking back on that, reminiscing. You see how she's also, even though there's this sort of, looking back, and yes, it will be nice to go back to that time, but she knows that she's moving on, and you see she's actually moving forward. She's stepping out of the water, and she's heading forward, which brings you to this Hopes and Fears card, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And this is a major life event with this Wheel of Fortune card, and this does say that if you've been on the downswing of the Wheel of Fortune for a while, much like with the Justice card, if things had been out of balance, if things had been not going in your favor for a while, Wheel of Fortune comes in to right that, right? It's it's a life altering, right? With this 10, this Wheel of Fortune. 10s in the tarot, their endings, and the Wheel of Fortune, it definitely speaks of a change in luck. It speaks of fate, destiny, fated events happening. It also has to do again with cycles and karma, so kind of double karmic messages coming through here. So there might have been a reason for, if there was a difficult situation, if there was a job loss, I'm using that as an example, but there could, at the time when something like that happens, it definitely catches us off guard. It's very hard to deal with. We might think that it's just the worst thing in the world to have happened. But what's actually happening is one cycle is ending, another one is beginning, and we could be pushed towards something that is going to bring us even greater, joy, spiritual growth, and really put us more on or in line with our spiritual path, which is, the Wheel of Fortune is all about that. And it's, life-changing opportunities coming in, divinely guided opportunities. This is definitely divine orchestration at play here. So it's sort of the universe really conspiring and spinning the Wheel of Fortune, help push us towards where we need to go. So definite, changes coming in towards the end of the month. And then we have the Emperor card. So the Emperor is a major arcana. It could be an actual person. Usually he's associated with Aries, but it could be you taking on the energy of this Emperor. And the Emperor it's number 4, and 4s in the tarot. They speak of stability. They speak of structure, right? They speak of kind of doing things, in that structured manner. And the Emperor is definitely that type of figure. He takes care of his family. He takes care of his home. He's very protective over his domain. He's kind of the ultimate patriarch. He's the ultimate father figure in the tarot, even, higher than, say, the kings in the tarot. The Emperor is that ultimate father figure. And so there could be dealing with a father figure. There could be dealing with an authority figure. We did have the Justice card over here. Could be dealing with, court system, police, even, the armed forces, something along those lines. Somebody in that, sort of power position, and somebody who is part of this sort of structured, environment, such as the military or the police force. If not, this is just you, feeling very powerful, feeling very, self-assured as you leave the month. And it could definitely have to do with, this change that's coming in that's going to give you that, more sort of stability in your life here. And then you have as the overall energy, the Star card. And that's a beautiful card. It's the wish card. It's having all of your wishes come true, right? It's wish upon a star. So it's also a card of healing. The Star card also deals with healing. So if there was something that you needed to heal from the past, could possibly be financial in nature. This card, is all about healing those things, and then everything kind of going in your favor, with the Star card shining over the whole reading. I mean, things are going right. Things are going in your favor here. And we also had that with the Justice card, right? Things going in your favor with the Justice card. The Wheel of Fortune, things turning and going in your favor. So there's this repeated message here of hope, of of blessings, of things finally going right for you. And it's also, you see on the card, it's probably not that clear, but there are 8 stars around the woman on the card. And 8 is a number of strength as well, but it's also strength and accepting, our imperfections, and sort of building on things in our lives despite our imperfections, and understanding that nobody is perfect. We all have our imperfections, but still kind of conquering, still achieving despite those things. And it's a card that's definitely bringing in a different definitely different energy, and really as you sort of head out of the month of May into June, I think you could definitely start seeing these changes and things really, sort of tangible changes coming into your life as you head into June. So let's take a look at our guidance cards, and I like to read the full meaning for each card from the guidebook. So miracles, we'll start off with that one from the Sacred Traveler deck, and it says, just around the bend, a miracle is waiting to happen. Release fear and uncertainty, and majestic wonders wait to unfold for you. Watch for them and embrace them. Some come in an unlikely form. Trust that all is unfolding for your highest good. Expect miracles in your life. The Sacred Traveler wants you to know, what is expected tends to be realized. The more you become aware of the small marvels in your life, the more they will grow in magnitude. Celebrate and cherish them when they appear, no matter how small they may seem. What others see as ordinary, the Sacred Traveler sees as wondrous. Look at your life in a new way. Let go of fear and expectations and allow the Creator to solve your challenges in mysterious and wondrous ways. Don't limit the way you think miracles can happen in your life. All is well. And that's kind of the message of the star card, right? It's like all is well in the world with the star card coming in. And the other card here. So from the Soulful Woman deck, we have card number 43. Let me find it here. This card says, embracing change. The dark, fertile space of the unknown welcomes me when I grieve. When I rest in this space, something new can be birthed in my soul, perhaps a new aspect of myself, new resources or values, a new pathway, or a surprising new relationship. I understand that when I grieve for something or someone dear to me, I grieve for an aspect of myself as well. Whatever I may have lost, be it in a relationship, a creative project, a job, or a longed-for dream, who I was in relation to, that person or thing also seems to have been lost. Though the loss may be painful, holding on can create more pain than letting go. I have the courage and faith to resist filling my inner space too quickly with something known or predictable. Instead, I breathe and allow my soul's wisdom to take its course. I believe, regardless of how things may appear, that change is always happening in the best way for me. Wow, this card really does tie in with, this part of the reading that I was talking about. And I actually said that the Five of Pentacles could be, for some of you, a loss of a job or, something along those lines. And then this big change with the Wheel of Fortune coming in. So, I would say even despite these, there might be minor hiccups as far as finances or something within the workplace, but, you definitely have a lot of divine orchestration at play here. You have the star card guiding you. I would say that, you will get through this. You taking on the Emperor here, the energy of the Emperor, you will get through this. And, something, even though it might, whatever this is, it might be difficult, things are changing. Things are going in your favor now. So embrace the change. All right. Well, I do hope that the messages have helped you in some way, Leo. I thank you for joining me here today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you all much peace, love, and light for a wonderful month of May. Bye for now.